So in this video over here, I'm going to talk about the 3 most common tires that you're going to find on the road bikes, and I'm going to also talk about the pros and cons about all 3. And let's start off right now. Okay, so the first one that you have over here, and that I purposely have laid out this way, is this one, 27 times 1.25. Hopefully this is focusing now much better, and you can see what I'm talking about. So this one over here, the 27 times 1.25, you're gonna find this on your typical vintage bike like this one, but the ones that came from the 70s, even through the 80s. So a lot of them are going to be with this one. The pros with this one is that going to be, see, it's a lot thicker. Okay, I'll let you compare here. You see what I'm talking about? You see, it's a lot thicker comparing to 700C. So that's something to keep in mind. You see, it's thicker, and the second pro would be that it's very comfortable for us guys that ride up in the States, like northern states, Canada, when you have a lot of potholes. This tire is going to go the long way for these kind of adventures. So thicker, comfortable, that's the pro over here. So let's talk about the negatives on this one over here, which is going to be that, another pro over here, much cheaper. So cheaper than these two. So that's also another positive on this one. The negatives are that it doesn't have that low rolling resistance like this one and that one. So these two are going to be a little more quicker on your road bike. So this is going to be something that you want, kind of commute racer type for this one. So that's going to be that. Okay, now let's go down and moving on to this one over here, which is the second one over here, is this guy. You see? 700C 25. This is the Clincher. So this one is also Clincher as well, but it's 27 times 1.25 Clincher. This one here that you see here, this is a Clincher type. And both of these and this one have the tube in there. So this one comes with the tube. This one comes with the tube. Now, not to confuse you. See over here, this one is much thinner. Okay, let's get this thing to focus. You see what I'm talking about here? This is much thinner compared to this. So you see the tread, much less rolling resistance on this one over here. Okay, let's go from this angle here and show you what I'm talking about. Now, speaking about the price ratio, so now let's go with the pros. This one is going to be right in between. So cheapest, a little more pricier, the priciest with that one, which we're going to get to later on. So this would be kind of the best trade-off with this tire. What's happening is that it's a little more money comparing to this one, but it's a better performance when it comes to this one because it's narrower and less rolling resistance on this tire over here, obviously. So that's something that you keep in mind. Now look at the tread. I'll let you compare what I'm talking about. You see why I said there is a less rolling resistance on this one. I'll let you compare the tread. I'll let you compare the tread on this one. You see what I'm talking about? It's very obvious. Okay. And there you go. I don't have to go around. It's very self-explanatory. Okay, now let's go back over here. And now speaking about another pro, like I said, it's as I mentioned, it's quicker. And now let's start with the negatives. As you see, this is going to be a lot narrower, so less comfy ride. On this one, you're going to expect less comfy ride. Something to keep in mind, that you have to. So if you are riding in the area up in the northeast states and Canada where you have a lot of potholes, I would go for this one over this one. This is going to be a lot narrower and the ride is going to be a lot harsher. So keep that in mind. Okay, now that we have come on to the pros, let's talk about the cons. Like I said, obviously I mentioned the less comfy because it's thinner. Now, you're definitely going to pay more price for this, so you're going to pay more. That's another con. So that's pretty much that. And that's pretty much when it comes to the middle one. Now, let's moving on to the very last one, which is the Tubular. So this is the very last one that you're going to find on the road bike, you see. So, okay, So both of these over here, they have the inner tube. So there's an inner tube in here, there's an inner tube in this one as well. This one over here, this is the tubular. So this one was glued onto this rim. So you see there is a black rim that you see over here. This is the tire. Right in between, there's a glue. In this particular case, I got the tape over here right in between. When I pulled the tape, the tire got glued to the rim. But this is that last option that you don't have on these two, and that's glued tire that doesn't have an inner tube inside. Now the pro about this one is that it's lighter. So if you're performance oriented, like on my Copy, let you take a sneak peek what I'm talking about. My beautiful Copy, this is gonna be the tire if you want the most performance to get out of your bike. It's gonna be performance oriented. It's light. You don't have to deal with the tubes inside. Those are the pros. Now the negatives are that this tire is going to be the most expensive over these two. So the Vittoria are pretty pricey when it comes to sourcing them out. So that is going to be the huge negative over these two, that you're going to pay a lot more money for this one over this one and this one over these two. So keep that in mind if you're gonna invest into the tubulars. That is the negative. Now I should also mention that these tires are only gonna work on the rim that's meant to be glued. So you'll have something like this, where you're gonna apply the lube on there, and then you're gonna stick the tire on, or it's gonna be the tape that I have used that you're going to put on over there, and then you're going to pull the tape, and then the glue will stay between the rim and the tire. So keep that in mind. Now, just for your reference, I think I paid about just under 100 American for the set. There's so one more here, and there's one more for this one. I have the set. This one over here, I paid, I believe, $60, and this one came around the 20, so which is going to be 40 a set. So 40, 60, 100. You see how that works out? Now another thing that you have to keep in mind, I also paid to get the tubes for these two. So you see, even though these two come a little bit cheaper, you're still gonna have to invest on a decent tubes. And if you look here at this one, I've got the Continental tube. See that yellow pin cap? That is the Continental cap. So they were about $10 each. And what's the nice thing? I'm gonna include down in the link in description all my links on Amazon where you can purchase these, and I get a tiny bit of commission and lets me support my channel. So that's pretty much that. These would be the most common 3 tires that you're gonna find on the road bikes, whether it's vintage, whether it's newer. This is what you're gonna find. Like, subscribe, and take care. Bye bye.